What's up, Jacob? Morrison Outdoors, what's going on, man? Whatever's not down. That is correct, Jacob. Hank Snow, how's it going, man? Hank Snow, we will get into your question that you text me here in just a few minutes. What's up, Steven? Oh, I'm not doing too bad. I'll be a lot better next week. We're gonna get into that a little bit here, get a couple more guys in here. What's going on, Doug? Oh, Jacob says he's repping my shirt today. Good deal, man. Upstanding. What's up, Sean? Jay Basson in the house. So, just to give you guys a little bit of heads up, tomorrow I have Charter Spectrum getting installed. So, hopefully, we will have a little bit better streams going on. I can tell tonight even that it's a little bit better. I've actually ran a direct line from our router upstairs, so it does look like it's doing a little bit better of a job on a picture and everything. Once I get Charter installed and everything, and then put that in tomorrow evening, I actually have a little bit different deal on my live stream that I'm going to try next Monday, and hopefully everything works out. So, catching bass with every cast. What's going on, man? Tackle Junkie in the house. What's up, dude? Tomek says, "What's up? Trying to get you up on the computer too." Hey, hopefully we don't have any issues tonight. That's all I'm hoping for. I'm getting tired of issues. After tomorrow, I'm hoping we won't have any more issues. David, what's going on, man? Okie Outdoors. What's up, man? Let's see. Guys, if you guys look at down there in the comments at Okie Outdoor Adventures, he's a good buddy of Oklahoma's Worst Angler. He's actually trying to build his channel up. If you guys would, just go check him out. See if you can give him a little bit of love. I think he's got 160 something subs, I think is what I last seen. So, Moxon Lures, how's it going, man? Yeah, I didn't do it yet, man. That's going to be next week. Like I'm just telling these guys, hopefully I'll get Charter all hooked up tomorrow and I'll have a little bit better service. Checking a little bit farther into that, I don't have the bandwidth to do what I was wanting to do. So next week we will definitely be doing it. So we'll give it a shot and try it out. So what's going on with everybody? I seen Hank. You let me get back to your question here. So before I forget it here. All right. So he says, "What is your go-to rod walking the dog? Length, power, and action." That's actually going to depend on which lure I'm actually throwing. Depending on how big a lure it is. Let's just throw a sexy dog out there or one of the bigger spooks, not the smaller size, but the bigger ones. Typically on those, I'm looking for a little bit of I want the one that I throw it on right now is actually the Boo Garcia Veritas rod. It's actually the frog rod. It's got a really good, strong backbone. It's got a pretty limber tip. I think it's just a moderate action tip. But that's typically what I use for walking the dog. Having that, if you don't have a good, decent tip on your rod, I mean, it's not going to walk real well. It's going to be a pain in the butt. I've tried walking it with my Ducket rod, which is a little bit stiffer rod, and it's a pain in the butt. You really got to work it hard, and it comes out of it doesn't stay with that cadence very well. Another one I use is actually it's an Insight Pro Advantage rod. It was a cheap Walmart rod. I think I gave like $60 for it. It's another frog rod, but it's about probably half the diameter of that Abu Garcia Veritas rod. And it's a stiff rod, but at the tip, it's got a very, very good tip. And it's probably one of my favorite rods for throwing a frog and walking the frog. It works really well just hardly doing anything at all. So let's see. That question sounds familiar. Thanks, Noki Outdoor Adventures. I subbed to you. Could do the same. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. If you guys sub to him, I'm sure he'll sub right back to you. Doug says, unfortunately, just work and no fishing. Man, that's not good, dude. Sometimes you just got to blow work off and go fishing. So I tell my boss all the time. He just tells me to shut up and go back to work. Yep. He said 100%. He will sub back to you. So this is just my thought. But did we actually go through a fall bite, or we're skipping straight to winter with everybody else? Because my pond is we finally got it filled up. It's been about 3 foot low for a couple months now. I mean, it was needing rain seriously bad. We got rain Saturday. I went down Sunday and fished a little bit. Half of my pond was just completely crystal clear water, and the other part was just mud. I fished a transition in there, trying to get that mud line. I couldn't get a nibble or anything. It was just, that pond was shut down. So let's see. Sean says, caught one little walleye today and that's it. Hey, dude, a fish is a fish. It's better than catching nothing at all. Hank, yeah, you got to rub that in, don't you? Yeah, when does fall start, Mr. Florida? Smoxon says, fishing has been a little tough. Was awesome about a week ago. Yeah, I didn't get to go fishing like I really wanted to over the weekend. With the way the weather set up and everything, Thursday and Friday should have just been hammered down and go. With that big rainstorm coming in and everything, I bet those fish were really hitting good. But I didn't get a chance to go with work. I'm hoping, I want to go to the local lake here sometime this week, but I've got to find time to do it. I would imagine the bait fish are still pretty schooled up in there. Bob says, have you been to Perry County Lake lately? Saturday and Sunday is looking good as of now. No, I haven't been out there. I've been wanting to go. Bob, I'll be honest with you. I think the last time I went was with you. I'm trying to think if I went out there since then. I don't think I have. I'm sure I've probably tried it several times, but just never made it. But so has anybody else been on an actual fall bite yet, or just kind of switching for you guys too? Had one little bass bite today, just a quick stop, probably there about 15 minutes. Hey, one bass in 15 minutes ain't bad, that's for sure. I'll take a day like that over a lot of other days that I've had tournaments on. You get one bass in about 8 hours. So we got 15 guys on here, only 6 thumbs up. You guys are failing me. Tackle Doggy says he struggled to get 3 bites last Friday. I'm surprised. I figured with the way the weather was setting up, I figured the bite would be pretty good, but maybe not. I caught them good Friday, then Saturday was a few dinks, rain and high winds the last 2 days. Mox says, looking forward to the winter pattern. Now, you're a little farther south than I am. I'm sure you got a little bit better winter pattern than I've got. I try to go quite a bit as long as the lake isn't froze over. That's usually when I'll throw that Huddleston or some other big swim baits, that boom boot tail. That's another good one to throw. Thanks. Noah says I went fishing yesterday on Lake Tahoe. Toho, and my buddy was slaying them on the Exo swim. He caught 20 and I caught 5 using a variety of lures. Hank, that's what you get. You get your butt kicked for living in Florida and rubbing it in earlier. No, man, any time you can get out, it's well worth it, whether you're getting your butt kicked or not. So Tom says, my fall bite was about 3 weeks ago. It's been a weird weather pattern this year. Dude, I couldn't agree more. Even starting off at the beginning of the year with all the rain we had and everything, it was like it just kept piling in. It wouldn't go away. But I think I caught them better this spring than I have most springs. I've caught a lot better quality bass this spring, I should say. Just had an overabundance of bites. I was kind of surprised with all the rain. So Catch a Bass Every Cast says, I have been the only one to buy scrounger heads online. You know of any stores that stock them? I tell you what, man, to be honest with you, since oh, who was it? Jason. I'm trying to think of the FLW guy. He won down at Kentucky Lake on that scrounger head. I can't think of his name right now, but ever since he did that, them scrounger heads have just flown off of every shelf they've been on. I mean, everybody and their brother and sister was buying that thing, thinking they were going to hook into Jason Lambert. Thank you, Morrison Outdoors. Yeah, Jason Lambert, when he won down at Kentucky Lake, and then I think he ended up having a kicker that was like 8 or 9 pounds. It was something ridiculous. But I mean, he just crushed them guys. And like I said, ever since then, it's hard to find them unless you buy them online. I don't know if stores are just kind of hoarding them up or what's going on with that. So David says, had no fall bite really. So windy, can't get out on the Erie. A couple days on the other lakes, it was a grind. I'm sure, man. That's got to be a pain in the butt. I'm sure that lake's got some huge rollers on it. I'm guessing you go out in a boat, David. Hope to try fishing this coming Friday. The high is supposed to be 46, though. Yeah, I think our temperatures here all week are probably in the, I'd say, mid 40s. Probably not far off from what you've got, Doug. Bass fishing is unbelievable in Florida until cold front hits. They have some giants. Yeah, one of these days I will make it down to Florida just to go fishing for a couple days. I've been wanting to do that for a long time, especially as much as I like to flip grass mats and stuff like that. I mean, every time I see a place down there, it's got grass all over the place, and I'd be in heaven down there. Yeah, Tom said the Bass Pro in Cabela's carries the Jinko fishing brand ones. I'm sure our temps are very similar. Oh yeah, we aren't that far apart. David says he's got a 20-foot Triton with 3 to 5 foot. Makes it ugly. Oh man, we fished at Lake of the Ozarks a couple weeks ago, and like I said, my trolling motor messed up, and I went with a buddy of mine. He's got I think this is a 21-foot Triton, and we were running our way back at the end of the day, and we were just kind of cruising along, no big deal at all. And all of a sudden, these 3 big waves just come out of nowhere. We had no idea where these waves come from. And we come up on the first one, smacked the second one. And by the time we were into the third one, I mean, it was just like a catapult up in the air. It just went straight up. I mean, the motor was out of the water, everything. We come out of the water about 2 or 3 foot. I mean, it got us pretty good. And then finally we looked up, and it was up in front of us. There was a big V-bottom cabin cruiser putting out some pretty big wake. So let's see, how do you guys get that with the name? I'm not computer literate, but I can fish. Tom, if what you do is just put that @ sign and then start typing the name. I don't know if you're on your phone or if you're on a computer or not. If you're on a computer, typically what it'll do, as soon as you start typing their name, it will actually pull that name up, and you can just click on that name and then continue typing your message. If you're on a phone, what I notice a lot of times, you'll actually have to put that whole name in there after the @ sign. Upstate Angler says IRS on the keyboard. Both right now. Okay, thanks. All right. Yeah, it took me a little bit to get that too when I first started getting into watching live streams. I couldn't figure out how everybody was doing that either. I've actually, a matter of fact, I think Jason Beck Fishing showed me how to do that. It's on your the @ sign. Yeah, it's on your keyboard. Yeah. I got what you're saying now. So if any of you guys seen, I just recently ran into these guys or guy or whoever it is, I'm not for sure, but they've got looks like they're trying to start a channel or something on Facebook. It's called Bass Baits Monthly. It's supposed to be a new subscription box. I don't know if they're doing real well, or I don't even think they've started shipping anything out yet. I just seen it the other day, but I kind of messaged the guy and asked him what was going to be in them, but he just said they're working and going to be dropping them, I guess, in like 2 to 3 weeks and start sending them out. But I didn't see where anything was at or what was on them. You know, you guys seen that or anything? Chris says Picasso Lures has a scrounger head called Sujin Design by Aaron Martins. TJ81 has used them. Said they were really good. Been trying to get them, so just have not. Yep. Chris said they are awesome. I just got in the Shockblade Pro today. Oh, buddy. Well, I guess by the time you got, well, since you got it now, I guess you probably won't even hardly get to fish that way, Tackle Junkie. You just add it to your collection on the wall back behind you. That's no problem, Tom. And what's your guys' thoughts on the different boxes? Because I will tell you the one thing I just did. I know Tackle Junkie and I talk a little bit and everything else. I've seen, and I've talked to several other people about monster bass. I'm a little leery about going with monster bass on anything, just knowing that was the same owner's Lucky Tackle Box, and I've seen how it got left at Lucky Tackle Box. So I'm not real fond of that. I don't know if I'd want to mess with anybody doing that stuff. But what I did do is I got a Lucky Tackle Box, just their regular plain Jane box, just to try to do a few unboxings to see if you guys like that. I know just looking across YouTube, I know it gets a lot of likes in there and a lot of people like watching them. I just didn't know if you guys, something you guys would like to do or like to watch or anything. I know you guys like watching on Tackle Junkie when he does his unboxings and stuff like that. So just trying to kind of feel everybody out and see what everybody's looking for and see what you guys think. David said he's used them with the flukes and caught a few fish. That's cool. Maybe at ponds, lakes here, and probably the highs in the 40s now. With muddy water, you can forget it. I'm sure, man. So Moxon Lure says there is a couple smaller boxes coming out. The smaller subscription boxes are typically better. They pay more for their tackle. Well, I'm sure they do, with not dealing with all that quantity or that the big volume that the other ones are dealing with. I'm just kind of curious to see what's actually going to be in them. Tom Mink says, I don't like to take chances on those boxes in particular. Dude, I don't blame you. Like I said, I'm going to get them just to do, like I said, a little bit of the unboxings and kind of show around. Like I said, I'm trying to grow the channel, and that seems to be one thing that a lot of people look for is those subscription boxes and what's in them and the unboxings for them. So maybe I can just do a couple of them and see how it goes. You know, if it goes well, I'll get some more. You know, if not, it's not a big deal. But I'm not going to go out there, and I know some of these guys are spending, I think they're like $40 or $50 for boxes. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, I guess if you're getting the good baits, it's worth it. But you know, just starting off and not knowing much about it, I don't think I could do that. But Bob says, went to the Saline Creek in the kayak looking for some smallmouth. Water was 57 and good flow, but dirty. Did get 2 largemouth. Well, that's good. Nothing wrong with that, man. As long as you're catching fish. Diego Cobble says the box challenge. Are you wanting to do a box challenge? Is that what you're saying? Oh, my shot blades for yesterday. Thanks, Snow. I got the red LTB box sent to me, and I will be posting my unboxing in a few days. All right, cool, dude. I'll look for it. So if you guys check out that on Hank Snow Outdoors, he's going to be doing unboxing. Upstate. I had the LTB and received it for 3 months, canceled it because the bait's honestly not that good. This was right before the owner left or whatnot. I took the money and I got from Carl's membership. There you go, man. That's another thing. You know, I belong to Carl's too. It's nice to get that 30% off. That was probably one of the better deals out there. I will say that, especially if you're not gonna branch out. That's part of the reason I want to do the unboxing too. Is, you know, you don't know what you're going to get, and I tell guys all the time, you know, if you're going to make yourself better, you need to broaden your deal. You're not going to go out there and throw the exact same bait and get better. All you're going to do is get better at that bait and that bait only. But if you get some of these boxes and get baits that you've never thrown before and never had or never even would look at in the store, you've got it there. You might as well do something with it. Go ahead and use it and try to learn, see how it works for you. And it might surprise you. It might be, your favorite bait set in one of the boxes one of these times. You just never know. If you're going to spend 40 or 50 per box, just go shopping. Yeah, exactly. Dan Parker, what's going on, man? Monster Bass is great box for $35, worth every penny. Dan, I don't disagree with it. I don't think they're not worth the money by any means. I guess my deal is I look at it as a business point, and maybe it'd go better. Who knows? We'll just see down the road. I'd like to get a couple different ones and actually kind of compare them, which I've seen other guys doing too. It's just the ones that I've watched that do the comparing, they're just they lean more towards one or the other, and they're really trying to sell one of them. And I think they've probably got something worked out with that company, and they're just trying to make them look better. So you don't get a fair advantage of what they're actually explaining. With myself, I don't belong to any of them, so I could actually I'm not going to tell you this one's better than this one or this one, because I don't belong to any of them. So I'd like to do a review on them and actually give you guys an honest opinion on any of them. Let's see, David says, I'll go to Tackle Warehouse. No boxes needed. Yeah. Carl's is really the best thing going. Yeah, I agree. It really is. Like I said, except for the point where you're not going to branch out and try newer things. That's my whole opinion on the boxes. That's I think what makes them great. But Hank Snow says there are a lot of different boxes out there. Some you have heard of. Best deal would be to get a Carl's membership and spend the money there choosing the baits you want to fish. Yeah, like I said, that's if you don't want to get outside your own box and learn to fish different ones. I mean, that's absolutely. I agree 100%. I'm a type of guy that my biggest learning curve was getting into tournament fishing and fishing with different guys. When I got in there, the only thing I ever did was threw a Texas rig. I mean, that was the only thing I ever did, or drug a Carolina rig, a ball and chain behind the boat. But fishing with these other guys, I really picked up on one was crankbaits. I was never into crankbaits or nothing like that. I fished with a couple guys. That's all they did was fish crankbaits. I learned to fish crankbaits, in a couple of months. I didn't learn everything, but I learned, the basics of it and how to do it and what to look for and where to throw them, and really started picking up a lot of fish doing that. And then, got into another guy, and his big thing was spinnerbaits. Spinnerbaits are one of my favorite things to throw anymore. I really enjoy them in the spring. I enjoy them in the fall. And I've thrown spinnerbaits enough that I know how to work them, and I know where to work them, and kind of what the fish are going after and how to tune into them on colors and different blades and stuff like that. But if I wouldn't have been out there and experienced, other guys doing this stuff, I wouldn't have branched out and done it. So like I said, I look at the boxes the same way. They're going to branch you out of your own box and make you want to do and fish other baits that you've never really would fish before. So like I said, that's just my opinion on the boxes. But let's see, I typically snoop around my buddy's tackle. Dude, that's a pretty good deal there. I got a couple of buddies I could snoop in their tackle, but I'm afraid I'll get shot. Upstate says, I just order what you and TJ are using. Hey man, whatever works for you. If it's something different, that's all that matters. Tackle Junkie says, I think it's hard to say comparing two boxes, as some months one is better than the other and vice versa. All depends on what you really like. Yeah, I could see that, definitely. Yeah, I didn't even put that in perspective actually, but yeah, I guess you would probably have to do a 3-month deal with both of them, or 3 of them, or however you do, and just kind of combine them and give you an overall, just an average of each one. I guess is the only way you could really do it. So Tom says, how much does Carl's membership cost, and how does it work? Do you have to get his boxes? Tom, there is no boxes on there. It's $30, I think, or no, 40. I think it's $39 a year. And once you pay that, you have it all year long, and it just strictly gives you 30% off pretty much anything that they sell. Now, I will say the one thing with their Carls is, like, say you go buy a reel or go buy a rod or something like that, the more expensive stuff, what you get is in-store credit. So you're still getting your money back. You just have to spend it at their site. But I mean, a lot of their stuff, I order a lot of plastics off there, just because of that 30% discount. It's a whole lot cheaper to buy it that way than it is to drive anywhere and go buy it yourself. And it has free shipping. So it's really, really a good deal. And like I said, I mean, I think they've got a free, I don't know if it's a 30-day trial or 15 days or something. They got a free trial period. I know that. So go check that out. Like I said, I think it's $39 a year. And it's, like I said, it's 30, I think it's 39 a year, 30% off everything they sell. And like I said, they're more expensive stuff. You get a little bit better deal on. Like I said, you'll get the in-store credit to your next order. So it's really well worth it. So let's see. Chris says, if anyone decides to use the Picasso Sujin style scrounger head, make sure you go watch TJ81 video on them, because the head size versus the bill size and soft plastic trailer has to work together. I wouldn't doubt that at all. So if you guys are going to go buy one, make sure you go watch Tackle Junkie's video on that, definitely. And if you guys are subscribed to my channel and aren't to his, make sure you get your butts over there and subscribe to his channel. That dude is trying to hit 50,000 before the end of the year, and I think he was at 49.3 or right at 49.3, getting ready to hit it. So make sure you guys go over and check him out and give him a sub, which I'm pretty sure most of y'all in here are already subbed to him, but just in case there is someone in here that isn't. All right, Tackle Junkie says, Tom, I have the links in the description of all my vids. Free 30-day trial. There you go. Yeah, 30-day trial. If you don't like it, cancel. Definitely. Once you pay a yearly amount of $49, I think it's 30. Okay, Sean. Yeah, so $49. Sorry, I thought it was 39 for some reason. I don't know why. Hank says, I like how you think of content of boxes. However, a lot of anglers may feel the same and just toss the new lures in the bottom of their tackle boxes. I mean, they could, but I mean, if you're spending that money, why wouldn't you fish them? I mean, give them a try, do something with them, you know. So Oklahoma, worst angler in the house. How's it going, man? Nice to have you. So Tom says that doesn't sound too bad. Might be worth checking. No, it's worth it, dude. It really is. Like I said, I bet I've saved more than I paid for that subscription just in plastics I've ordered this year, easily. Doug says, speaking of Carl's Tackle, has anyone took advantage of their Halloween scavenger hunt sale? Doug, I have not. I don't even know if I've seen that. Upstate, Tom Minks, 1-3. All right. What's up, Upstate? New PV having stud. Sean, I think Oklahoma's worst angler's a little butthurt over that whole deal when you just nailed your PV. JSK Outdoors, what's going on, man? So Tackle Junkie says next month will be a great time to try out a trial, as I'm sure I'll have a great Black Friday sale. Yeah, that would probably be one of the best times to go, definitely. If you get on the sale plus your 30% off and you're not out any money at all, you know, that works out pretty good. Bob says, let's see here. Bob says, I'd say your info is way better than a mystery box. If you wanted to have some subs, ask you to review some of what they're looking at. Say to you request a video, then review. Yeah, I mean, you definitely do that. That's, you know, it's kind of part of the deal. You know, part of this, one thing as a YouTuber that I look at, and you know, everybody's looking for reviews. They don't want to go out and spend the money to buy, let's just say, a $250 reel or whatever, or something like that. You know, they look for guys on YouTube that have already done reviews on them, so they kind of get a little bit of knowledge on what they're getting into. I'm not going to go out. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to go out and buy a $250 reel just because you guys say you want a review on it. Maybe later on down the road, you know, if I get into YouTube a little bit heavier and it works out, maybe then I could do that. But as far as right now, I mean, I couldn't do the expensive stuff, but you know, the cheaper stuff and like that, or the boxes, stuff like that, I'll definitely try my best and get it in there. So One Lost Dude says Elite Box at Carl's is $39.99. What's up, man? We were just talking about Carl's actually. I didn't even know if he had a box. I didn't even know. I don't think I've ever seen the box subscription on there. That might be another one to check out. Full Armor Bassin in the house. What's up, man? Little late, ain't nothing big. Yeah, that editing that can be a little frustrating sometimes. I was shooting a video. I don't remember what it was, but anyway, I ended up having to shoot it like 3 different times because I'd have one specific thing that I wanted to talk about, and I'd shoot the video, and I'm like, oh man, I forgot to even say that. Then I'd shoot it again and remember that, and then forget the other thing, and then I was going back and forth. It was pretty aggravating. So, heck no, I'm pumped for him. Oh, absolutely, dude. I just like giving you a little junk about it. One Lost Dude says $39.99 a month. I guess if you think about it, if you're getting baits or, I don't know, stuff you're throwing a lot, I guess it'd be worth it to get a box like that, but I don't know. Tom says I'd still like to select what I'm buying. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's what these guys on YouTube are for, to maybe see some of that stuff. If you get a certain lure or whatever in a box that isn't out on the shelves yet, the guys that are getting the boxes might get to try it first, but you're going to get a lot better handle on what it actually is and how it performs off of YouTube guys before you even have to go buy it or even get interested in it. So it's kind of a nice deal there. Doug says, yeah, I got an email from Carl's, and it's a scavenger hunt sale for 50% select items. You're given 4 clues and 4 different items. Once you figure out what the items are, put the items in the cart. Huh. That's kind of neat. So I guess you get 4 lures or 4 whatever they're given in their scavenger hunt. So you get 4 different items for 50% off. Huh. That's pretty neat. Oklahoma's Worst Angler says, I'm trying to catch up on a convo, but I got to say the one-time yearly fee for Carl's is awesome. The selection there and the quality for baits and the discount, 100% worth it. Oh, absolutely, dude. That's what we were saying. It's well worth it. I mean, I think when they come out with that and then got with the Googans and everything, it absolutely blew that company up. And I think it blew it up enough that it overwhelmed them. They had no idea that was even coming. Especially with the shipping deal. What was that? I think it was 4th of July. I think they had the big sale going on and had no idea that big sale was coming through like that. I mean, it really wiped them out, which is great for them. I mean, I'm glad to see them, making a difference out there and making it big time. I think that they deserve it. Upstate Angler says one of the T-Whacker burnt crawl. Second is Golden Boy Square Bill Chartreuse Gill. For the hunt on Carl's. Okay, I got you. I thought you were just. I didn't know what was going on there, Sean. Thought you were speaking gibberish for a second. Moxon Lewis says I like picking up tackle at shows. Find different tackle I don't typically see, and they have show pricing. Yeah, oh, definitely. Speaking of which, Tackle Junkie, I asked you last night, but I don't know if you ever answered me. I didn't. If you did, I just missed it, I guess. You give any thought to going to the East Tennessee Fishing Expo? It's in late January. If any one of you guys decide to try Carl's, go through my link, please. Yeah, definitely, guys. Tackle Junkie's got a link, and I think he gets a little bit of love off that. Maybe not really, but it definitely does help him out a little bit. Go through his link if you guys could. And any of you guys that weren't on before, if you guys would, I don't see him up in here in the recent comments, but Okie Outdoor Ventures, go check him out if you guys could. sub to his channel a little bit, help him out. He's trying to get to 250 this year. So see if we can help him out a little bit. I think he was at like 160. So let's see. Tackle jumping. I'll sign back up through your link, TJ81. There you go, man. Been thinking about dropping both boxes and just do Carl's tackle. Still on the fence about that. Doug, I'll be honest with you. If you're getting a bunch of tackle in them boxes that you don't care for, I would strongly suggest going to Carl's. Like I said, the discount is unbelievable. It's awesome. And if you fish a lot of plastics like I do, I paid for my subscription probably within 2 months, easily, just on what I saved. I bet you know what? I bet it only took me a month. Tackle Judge says, nope, I don't make a dime on that. Just shows I'm doing my job though. Yeah, definitely, dude. Yeah. GT Bass. Howdy, y'all. What are you talking about tonight? Actually, we were going over Carl's and how good of a deal he has going on with his 30% off everything, and whether or not it's better than going through getting the mystery tackle box or lucky tackle box or monster bass or any of those. So it's kind of discussing a little bit of that. So Oki is the man too. Definitely go show him some support. Yeah, definitely. He's a good dude. Jeff Scarsborough, what's going on, man? I'll do that. Tackle Junkie. Boxes, can you leave a link in the channel? I absolutely can. I don't know if I can do it while I'm on here. Let me I'm still pretty new to the live stream stuff, man. I'm trying to pick all this stuff up. I haven't figured all of it out yet. But I can definitely do it after the video's done and it processes and everything. I can definitely go down there and leave it though. So if you guys want to come back after the show or whatever, you can go down there. I think it takes maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes or something, 15 minutes for the video to process, and I'll put it down in the description. Let's see, Tackle Junkie, Tennessee, probably a good drive. Yeah, dude, it's like I think I've got like 6.5 hours from my house, so you're probably talking 7.5 from yours. Actually, I take that back. It might be pretty close to the same for you because you'd be coming just pretty much diagonally across, which I've got to go kind of up north or go down south and then come over. So I bet it's probably not much difference for you. Upstate says, you saved the subscription just in free shipping. Oh, definitely, dude. Yeah. And I don't know if I know Tackle Warehouse used to do free shipping, but I think you had to be over $50 on orders. So Greg says, I'm definitely trying to hit the expo in Indianapolis and Chicago 2020. Dude, I'm still gonna look at that one in Indianapolis. I think the problem with that one was, I think if I remember right, I think it was like the week before the one in Tennessee. So if that's the case, I'm probably not going to be able to do both of them, but I'm definitely going to have to look you up, dude, when I come up there, though. We've got friends that live up pretty close to Louisville, which I know it's probably still a little ways from you, but might be able to meet in the middle somewhere, do a little fishing for a day or so. Catching bass. Anybody going to go to Let's Go Fishing Club? Catching Bass, where's that one at? How far is the Columbus Fishing Expo from you all? The Columbus from me, if I'm guessing that's Columbus, Ohio. That is right at about 7 hours. Tom Meeks, yep, over $50 for free shipping on Tackle Warehouse and Monster Fishing and most others. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. You had to spend $50. With Carl's, I don't think you have to spend that. Yep, like Upstate Angler, Sean said, Moccasin Lures, free shipping for orders over $50 there too. If you guys haven't checked them jigs out, I'm telling you, are them the stand-up jigs? Holy cow! I'm telling you, guys are missing out. I know Tackle Junkie's a big Picasso fan, so I'll leave him alone about it. But I'm really, really digging the moccasin stuff. So where's the Let's Go Fishing one? I must have missed this. He says, "Yeah, man, hit me up. I'm your Huckleberry." Like I said, make sure you message me after this, Greg. We'll see where I'm gonna see where you're at. I'll let you know exactly where I'm going at Indiana there. Like I said, we usually go up there and visit. So yes, the bedhead. That is a bad little dude there. Bob says yes, tackle warehouse free for shipping, $50, 5 days plus. Oh, there's 2 day shipping. Well, that ain't too bad for 2 day shipping though. I'll say that. Tom says I'll be at the Let's Go Fishing show. I've been ever since they started that show. Used to work it. Collinsville. Well, how did I miss this one? Huh. Yeah, I'm not that far from Collinsville at all, so I can make it there in about probably right in an hour. And when do you know when that one is? Upstate says the jigs are great and the bed heads are the best shaky head. I use a bunch of shaky heads here up north, and that one is great. There you go. It's a Let's Go Fishing show big. Pretty good show. I got it every year. So it's the best show going on January 1st weekend. Let me see here. First weekend. I'll have to look and see. That one I can probably make. And how big a show is that? And where's I'm trying to think of where that's at in Collinsville that they'd have it. January 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Might have to make it up there then. It's decent size. The convention center. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. That's January 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I'm guessing that's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Let's see here. Yep, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I will be, let's see, years. So I will probably have to work that Friday. But I could probably definitely come up there that Saturday, I'm sure. Sean says right off 55 and 70. That won't be too hard to find for me then. I think I know where that's at, actually. That wouldn't be too hard to find, I don't think. So yeah, I'm definitely might have to take a trip up there. At least go up there and give Tackle Junkie a little crap. I'm sure we'll see Mike Watts there. I'm sure he's going to be up there looking for information on how to actually catch fish. By the state police. I don't know where that one's at, but where they're at yet. And you guys make sure you look tomorrow too on my videos dropping. I noticed on my last video, not until after it was completely uploaded and everything, on my computer it looked fine, but after I uploaded, I noticed how dark the baits were. They were really hard to see, so I tried a little something different tonight. We'll see if it works out a little bit better. You guys let me know. And actually, now that I think about it, I was saying a while ago about that. I don't know how well this is going to show it here, but that stand-up jig that Moccasin has out there, if you can see, it's hard to see on this camera, it's just junk, but that's a complete flat spot there. And that thing just stands straight up. See if you can see that. And that's how it sets on the bottom. That thing works tremendous. I mean, it really works good. And for a small little finesse jig, it's hard to find a jig like that in that size. You'll get some of the bigger ones, either that or go with a shaky head. But I'm not a big shaky head fan, so when they come out with moccasin had that and that jig, that was a go-to for me immediately. Tacky Donkey says, I got to run, fellas. Have a good night. All right, we'll see you, man. Tommy says, Kevin the Bateman Baxter said he's going to be there this year, too. Well, good. I'll definitely check in or see him there. So anyone getting on a good bite recently? Greg, I can lie to you and tell you I am. It's been rough, man. It's with this weather the way it's been going, it just nothing stays consistent. I don't know. Usually this is one of my favorite times of year to go fishing, and I've just done nothing but struggle. So I haven't been too impressed with it. So Tom says, if you find the White Castle, it's left then a block away. Tom, I don't think I'd make it past White Castle. That's like one of my top favorite places to eat. You can put down a filet mignon steak on one side of the plate and 6 White Castle cheeseburgers on the other one. I'm taking the White Castles. Sorry. Oklahoma's Worst Angler says, talking to Greg, working on grass lines was my only bite yesterday. Yeah, I would say if you've got grass, that's probably where they're going to be at. I know my pond it does not have any grass left in it now, so everything's died off. I've got a bunch of dirt banks now. Okie says the wind was terrible, though. Well, that's a good day for a spinnerbait, man. Greg says most people I'm talking to are struggling to find fish. Yeah, that's been my experience too. It's been quite a bit of a struggle. Oxen Lure says I caught a few the other day. Terrible bite. Couldn't find a pattern. Yeah, like I said, my pond, that's the only place I've been fishing because I haven't had time to do anything else. But my Saturday we got all that rain, and I don't know how many. I think it must have been 5 or 6 inches of rain, and my pond filled back up. But the problem is one end of it was completely crystal clear, and then it was like somebody took a knife and just cut it right down the middle, and the other half was just a mud hole. And like I said, I fished the transition line a little bit, and I couldn't get nothing there. Went down to the end where it was really muddy and put on some white, and I put on some black, and still didn't do any good. Went back up the other end, went to some natural colors, and they just weren't having it. To be honest with you, I think the water actually cooled down a little bit, and when that rain hit, actually warmed it back up a little bit. So I would say probably I didn't do anything today, but I would say probably tomorrow or Wednesday. I would think that bite would be on pretty good for a decent fall bite, if we get one. I mean, it's been up in the air so bad it's not funny. So Tom says we used to get a couple of crave cases for the guys helping set up the booth. Dude, you need me to help set up a booth? I'm in. I'm telling you, man. White Castles are my weakness. My wife can't stand me after going there, and she can't stand to eat White Castle, so she tries to keep me away from there all the time. So Oklahoma's Worst Angler says June bug and black and blue plastic, slow presentation. Yeah, that's kind of what I was doing too. I threw a Texas rig with I think I had an 1/8 ounce tungsten on, just real slow creeping it. I couldn't get nothing. Threw a square bill a little bit. I threw a spinnerbait a little bit. They just weren't having the reaction bite whatsoever. And then I threw this finesse jig. Actually, that's why I had it out. I threw that finesse jig there, and couldn't even get bit on that. So, like I said, I don't know what they were doing. It was kind of a pain in the butt. I was getting a little aggravated. So Greg says, what's everyone's top confidence baits for November? David says jig and pig. Mox and Lure says jig and pig. Mine too, and my wife hates them too. Yak Daddy in the house. What's up, man? Tom Mink says, what booth are you at? Wanted fishing in the house. Holy cow, he's returned. What's going on, man? Congratulations on your wedding. You are now a taken man. So Sean says a swim jig with a rage baby crawl. That'd be a pretty good one too. I would say for November, I'm gonna go with a typical November, not this November, because I think it's gonna be all over the place. Typical November, I'm actually looking into. I'm still depending on what lake I'm at. If I'm at a grassy lake, I'm still throwing frogs. I'm still punching mats. Um, Most other places that are pretty open and don't have a bunch of grass and stuff like that, I'm still using a lot of walking baits. I would say flukes. If I'm getting into that little bit colder November, that's when I'm going to start looking at a jerk bait if I've got a little bit clearer water. Other than that, I'm going to slow down and go with a jig. So the tournament I fished last week and everything was backwards, finding a lot of bait fish back in pockets and coves. Both those bass were catching was on the main lake points. So they just weren't moved back yet. Well, with the weather the way it's been, that don't surprise me. I mean, they're probably hanging out a little bit longer while the water's still pretty warm. Oh, let's see. Tom, the bite was really slow until I switched to a split shot, and then it was game on. There you go, dude. Thank you. It's too cold here. I'm ready to go back. Dude, I don't even want to hear it. All right. Need a jerk bait vid? We can do that, dude. Oh. Dropping everything here. I think I tell you, I've got a smaller lake that I can go to. That actually they stock trout in it. I want to say in November. No, maybe it's later in November, maybe January. I'm not a trout guy, so I don't go after them. I don't really know. But that lake typically clears up quite a bit, and I can throw a jerk bait there. If I do want it to probably be, I'm going to guess probably late November, maybe early December, or even after that, as long as it's not frozen. But I can definitely do one of those. Just keep reminding me about it so I don't forget. So let's see. Yak Daddy says I typically run a shallow to mid diving crankbait or the typical jerk bait. Yak Daddy, where are you at? I forgot. I seen you on there last night. Thanks for subbing too. Figure out where you're at here. Oh, you even answered it right there. Holy cow. I'm about an hour from Wisconsin, Illinois border, so it's pretty cold here. Now, do you guys have a lot of clear water up there? Greg says half black and blue chatterbait with a bluegill flash Kitech S waiver and trout. Then a bluegill swim jig and a sungill Kitech half-ounce jig with a sweet beaver trailer drop shot. There you go. Now, have you guys tried the Biosponge plasma tail? Because I tell you what, for a drop shot, I really, really like that worm. That's a phenomenal worm. Waterfish says I had a big bite on in Mexico, but whatever it was, it snapped 50-pound braid like it was nothing. Was that in freshwater or was that in saltwater? Bob Shelter says should stock it this week. Oh, for Legion. I got you. Okay. Got it. Dang, I didn't think it was that early. Maybe it is. Yeah, he says, yeah, in some spots, I'm right in the Mississippi River, so I like to fish a lot of the tributes on those and get pretty muddy. Dude, I was just talking to, who was it? I was talking to somebody the other day. I don't remember who it was about the Mississippi. And I was telling them that, once you get north of St. Louis, a little bit farther north of St. Louis, it starts getting just beautiful up there. It's not like the river where I live. I live literally 15 minutes away from Illinois border at the Mississippi River, and it is nothing but a trash hole through here. It's muddy. There's a ton of current. I mean, you can't even bass fish in there. You can get off some of the smaller sloughs and stuff like that, but the carp in there are just ridiculous. Then you got gar and everything else that tear everything up. But once you get north of St. Louis, I tell you what, that gets really nice up there. And I'm sure probably where you're at, it's probably a lot better too. I wouldn't mind going up there and going fishing. That's good smallmouth. Oh, saltwater. I got you. Did you do what kind of fishing did you do down there? Did you do like snapper fishing or what was it? It's on a 2.5-inch spoon. I don't know for sure, but I bet it was a barracuda. Oh, it's throwing a marina. I got you, man. I don't even if I hooked a barracuda, I don't think I'd want that thing anywhere near me. 'Cause I've seen them things swimming like little torpedoes with teeth. I'd be afraid to even try to do anything with that thing. I know how gar are. Them things are they're just real skinny and long, but man, they got a ton of muscle in them. Yak Daddy says, yeah, I'm in Rock Island, Illinois. It's still pretty muddy, a lot of current, but if you get in some of the side channels or tributaries, the current will die. There you go, dude. That's like I said, I've heard it's really nice up that way, but the farther north you go, the nicer it is. Mocking Lures says, never tried the plasma tails, typically stick with the Zoom trick worm. I have found if you spray some bang scent in a bag, it makes them more pliable. Oh, I got you. Yeah, trick worms are one of my favorites. I would say that's probably at the very top of my list for a pond bait. I would even put that over a Senko or Sticko or Trick Stick, whatever you want to call them. I mean, I think all around, I love fishing those things completely weightless on I think on those I was using a 3/0, or no, it was a 4/0 EWG hook. Just like I said, no weight on a spinning setup. You can skip them things under trees, under whatever you wanted, and those things just get tore up everywhere. So Wadded Fish says, I don't care. It would still be fun to catch. Yeah, until you're missing fingers, man. Barracuda is basically a freshwater pike. I grew up in South Florida. I've caught hundreds of them. They're just as slimy as pike as well. Really? I didn't think they'd be slimy. Huh. You learn something new every day. Like I said, I've handled gar before, and them things are just, I mean, they're just pure muscle. You can't even hold on to them things. They squirm so bad, and they're hard to hold on to, and then they got teeth flapping around everywhere. And I know the barracuda are probably 10 times stronger than they are. I wouldn't even want to mess with them things. Jack Daddy says, yeah, in Wisconsin, Mississippi, it is totally different river. It starts picking up a lot of traffic and trash once it hits Illinois. I still like to hit it up for catfish and gar, though. Oh, I'm sure, dude. Yeah, it's got to be better than what it is here, though. Like I said, I think here it's probably, I don't know, I'm going to guess probably 300 to 400 yards wide. And it just, I mean, you can't even troll around that thing. The current's so bad. And it may be the same way up where you're at, too. I don't know. Hank Snow Outdoors says a big coot is a lot of fun to catch. The smaller ones are good smoked. I wouldn't doubt that. Hank, I'll be honest with you, I have not had too many saltwater fish that I've really enjoyed. I'm not saying there aren't any out there that I wouldn't enjoy, but the ones that I've had, I didn't care for too much at all. Yeah, Chris says TJ81 uses a plasma tail as a chatterbait trailer. That's absolutely correct. Yeah, they work good too. He actually turned me on to that. I do like it. That little I don't think I've got them in here, but no, I think I took them back out to the boat already. But I don't remember the name of the color, but it's like a purplish blue with a really bright chartreuse tip on the tail. And I actually did a review on those. And those things in a pond or something like that, you can't keep those things away from the bluegill. You'll see a bass, in the bank, in shallow water coming up to it, and then just out of nowhere, them bluegill just nail that thing and just take off with it, and end up ripping half your worm off. But Yak Daddy says, I just moved from Southern Illinois. I've been up here just a few months. I lived about an hour from St. Louis near Mount Vernon. I never fished the Mississippi till I moved up here. Oh, well, you know exactly what I'm talking about, dude. Mount Vernon's not that far away from me. I'm sure you fish Wren Lake plenty too, then. I fish probably about 2 or 3 tournaments a year there. So Bob says if you're interested in smallmouth, you have to check out NDY, Yak Angler YouTube page. I'm amazed about the size of smallies he catches out of the Missouri River. Excellent site. I'll have to check it out, man. Moxalures never caught a cuda. Usually fish for reds and trout. Hard to beat the redfish. Best eating fish I have tried. Huh. I've got a one of the girls I work with, her husband, which we bowled together for years. But he goes down to the Gulf all the time, and that's what he goes red fishing. And that's like his favorite thing to do. And he goes down there and gets a bunch of reds to bring back, and that's what he eats all the time. He says they're really good. Greg says barracuda are delicious as long as they're small. Larger ones tend to have a disease from eating reef fish. If you eat the infected fish, you get the disease, and it's a life changer. Well, that ain't good. Nobody wants that. Yak Daddy. Oh yeah, Ridden Lake. A lot of times. I live 10 minutes from Crab Orchard and Grassy Lake. Dude, you're right in my back door then, man. I go fish all that stuff a lot. Tom says, now Unstuck wrote a post in reply to catching bass with every cast. I can post it so I'm back on my phone. I'll be around. Oh, I would say you'll be around the VMC Marine booth. I got you. VC Marine booth. I'll have to look for you, man. We'll hook up. Maybe get some. I'd like to, if I see much you guys up there, I'll get some picture with you guys. Put them on the Facebook page too, and the Instagram. Waterfish says Hank does cudas feed off the bottom. Are they more suspending fish? I lost 2 spoons, probably to the same fish, and it hit when I bounced it up. Nothing better than a true Cajun blackened redfish. Now, when you talk blackened, I did that a couple years ago, just for the first time trying it. I think I had probably 4 or 5 bass that I did it with, or maybe it was catfish. I don't remember, but I may have had one out of those fillets. My stepdaughter just munched down on them. She really, really liked them, so I didn't get much more than that. But the ones I did have were really good. I think it says water fishing. They're suspended like bass. They like to hit unsuspecting bait fish that swims by. They move fast and shiny silver items that set them off. I'm sure they're terrible and stick to an arena. Offshore they roam. So just like bass then. You can catch them by docks all day long, but as soon as they get out in the open, you don't have a clue where they went. Good chat, crew. Catch everyone next week. Keep it going back there, basking. All right, dude, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm actually going to get off here too. We just went over an hour here, so I've got some other stuff to do at the house here, and definitely I got to shoot another video too. So hopefully I'll get that done tonight, and maybe do some editing the rest of the week. But Yak Daddy says I have a daughter and grandkids that still live in Marion area. I go down there all the time. Maybe we can get together and collab on a video this spring. Definitely, dude. So let me know when you want to do it. Spring is a very, very, very busy time for me. I got a lot of tournaments going on in spring, but even if you want to do interested in fishing a tournament over Ren Lake, I think we have one there usually I want to say it's in July, I think, or August, maybe something like it's one of the hot months. I'll let you know a little bit closer, but maybe if you're interested in fishing one of those, we can do that too. So they're the fastest fish in the ocean for the first 100 feet. Then they slow down. King mackerel's pretty good. Have a good night, y'all. Great show, killing it. Yeah, for sure. We'll keep in touch. All right, dude. Well, that's all I got for tonight, guys. Like I said, next week I am going to try something different. I've been checking into doing a 2-platform live stream. I'm actually going to do one on Facebook and one on YouTube. Tomorrow evening, I got Charter Spectrum coming over to hook up my better service. I definitely can't do it on the service I'm at now. It's just way too slow. It just lags everything. Tonight seemed like it went pretty well. I ran a direct line into the computer rather than using the Wi-Fi, so it seemed like it worked a little bit better. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference or not. I'm actually on my webcam on my laptop because my other camera is a piece of junk and don't want to work right. But anyway, like I said, next week I'm going to try that. So hopefully I get a few more subs from Facebook too, and we'll get to go on both platforms. And the thing that I like about it the most is when you guys are asking questions, especially if it's on Facebook or anything, I can actually highlight that comment and put it up on the screen to where you guys can see what answer or what questions I'm answering. So that would definitely be pretty neat. So I look forward to even trying that. But Greg says, I'm together, start putting some content. We'll love some feedback from you. Thanks for a great stream. Have a great. Oh, definitely, dude. I'll go check it out. Absolutely. Oh, thanks, Wadded, dude. I appreciate it. Hopefully we can. I need to get rid of this one right back here, though. That's kind of a pain in the butt. But all right, guys, we will see you guys again next Monday. Thanks.